Welcome to the 2020 Ohio 4-H Awards Recognition Event. I'm Kirk Bloor, State 4-H Program Leader, and I'm delighted to share this evening with you. We know that 2020 has had its challenges, but Ohio 4-H members and volunteers have persevered and demonstrated their resilience. Tonight, we honor our 2020 Volunteer Award winners, Hall of Fame inductees, 10-year milestones, Teen of the Year, and Teen Hall of Fame inductees. This recognition usually takes place in the spring at the Ohio 4-H Conference, but the cancellation of that event due to the pandemic wasn't going to take away the opportunity to celebrate our outstanding members, volunteers, and supporters. Thank you to the Ohio 4-H Foundation, Farm Credit Mid-America, Nationwide, Bob Evans Farms, and the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation for graciously sponsoring this evening's program. We begin this recognition the 2020 class of the Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame inductees. 3 individuals we honor tonight have gone above and beyond in helping young people grow through 4-H. The Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame Award is sponsored by the Ohio 4-H Foundation and was first presented in 1977 during the 75th anniversary of 4-H. The first honorees were A.B. Graham, founder of 4-H, and the living members of the first 4-H club in Ohio. The Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame Award recognizes individuals who made significant contributions to the 4-H program through impact on their 4-H club, community, and region of the state. Through their dedication and leadership, this year's inductees have collectively touched the lives of thousands of Ohio 4-H families. Our first inductee this evening is Jane Copenheffer from Licking County. Jane is the face of the Licking County 4-H band. She's been with the band for 54 years, starting as a member, then becoming the director. The band is the largest 4-H club in Licking County with more than 125 members in 2019. And the band is unique because it opens the door to 4-H for a group of youth who might not otherwise choose to join the 4-H program. Let's hear from Jane.
My name is Jane Copenheffer. I was the director of the Licking County 4-H band for the past 34 years. I was a member for 7 and an advisor for 13, for a total of 54 years involved. The founders of the Licking County 4-H band, Mac and Cork McLeish, worked tirelessly to build a band program where everyone could feel included. They instilled a love of 4-H in me when I picked up where they left off to lead the young people of Licking County. I love how the friendships built through our 4-H band last forever. My most memorable moment as the director of the 4-H band was taking our band leadership team to play at the Ohio State House for the National 4-H Convention. We were able to share the uniqueness of our 4-H band club with other 4-H leaders from around the country. I have continued to donate my time to the 4-H program because I enjoy being able to see our young people grow up through the program and gain their own identities. I love watching our band members develop into leaders in their schools and communities. The 4-H band program creates a space in which young people can be themselves and be truly accepted. Each individual's unique gifts are appreciated and valued.
Thank you, Jane, and welcome to the Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame. Our next inductee is Victor Long for Lorain County. Vic made a positive impact on the youth and adults of Lorain County for over 45 years. He began as a volunteer for the Lorain County Steer Club and conducted numerous clinics for youth taking steers and lambs, assisted with tagging, and never hesitated to help youth with any issues or questions. Sadly, Vic passed away in October, but there is no doubt his passion for 4-H had a positive influence on the youth with whom he served. Our final inductee this evening is David Greer from Knox County. David has volunteered as a shooting sports instructor for hundreds of youth in Knox County and across Ohio. He also volunteers his time as an adult camp staff member, helping train camp counselors from Knox and home counties. They quickly learn and master skills thanks to his love of teaching and positive attitude. Let's hear from David.
Hello, David Greer here from Knox County. Besides being a 10-year 4-H'er as a youth, I served as a volunteer at the county level since 1985. Served on the staff of statewide camps since 1991 and county camps for 21 years. And I judged at the state fair 33 times over a 22-year period. I've really enjoyed judging miscellaneous 4-H projects in natural resources and engineering. Some of these are at local level in several Central Ohio counties, but I really thrive with those high achievers at the state fair. It is difficult but important to separate the very best and gently tell the others about their small deficiencies. What guides me through all this is the 4-H motto, to make the best even better. What a great positive approach this is for youth to learn. Some of my most impactful experiences have been helping educate youth about conservation of natural resources, especially wildlife. Embedded in those 16 years of helping in a 4-H conservation camp, I was the state co-director of the Wildlife Habitat Evaluation Contest. We hosted its national competition here in Ohio in 2002, the centennial of 4-H in Ohio and in the nation. Why did I donate my time and talents? Because of the intangible rewards. They're best summarized when I tell my friends about judging at the state fair. I reply, look, I get a pass for parking close to the gate, I get free entry there, and I get free lunch. It wouldn't be fair to pay me. It's too much fun. Especially when you ask a contestant, what do you call an animal that eats only plants? And he or she says, an herbivore. And right away adds, if he eats only meat, it's a carnivore. Right then you know you're privileged to be in the presence of excellence and enthusiasm for learning.
Thank you, David, and welcome to the Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame. The portraits of these newest members of the Ohio 4-H Hall of Fame will be displayed in the Nationwide and Ohio Farm Bureau 4-H Center. Once again, join me in congratulating all of our 2020 Hall of Fame inductees. Our volunteers truly are one of our greatest treasures. Next, we move to our Ohio Friend of 4-H Award.
Good evening. I'm Hannah Ebley, Interim Associate State Leader and Camping and Older Youth Specialist. Next, we recognize the recipients of the Ohio Friend to 4-H Award, sponsored by Frederick and Catherine Peppel. This award recognizes individuals, families, businesses, or corporations who support the 4-H program financially at the local, county, district, state, or national level. Let's meet our 2020 Friends of 4-H. First is Janet Kemp from Tuscarawas County. Janet has served many roles in the Tuscarawas County 4-H program. We are delighted to have Janet share more about her service as a 4-H volunteer.
Hello, I'm Janet Kemp. I'm from Tuscarawas County, better known up here as T County. I've been involved in 4-H. I started out 3rd grade and finished all through my high school years, and came back after I had a family and was asked to be an advisor with my daughter's 4-H club, which was I was very honored to do, and became involved in miscellaneous projects, especially the baking and cooking and simple sewing. Later on, I really wanted to, since I was a bank teller, I really wanted to work with the officers in running the meetings, keeping their books, their secretarial books, their treasurer books, and how to run a proper meeting. And it was fun working with the kids. They really learned a lot that way.
So Janet, you've been involved in the 4-H program for about 24 years now as an advisor. What is your favorite part of the 4-H program?
Oh my, there's so many. I love going to camp with the kids. I can't not doubt that I really enjoy that. There's so many activities down there, getting to work one-on-one with the kids and the games and everything. And then my next favorite part is seeing the kids in the fall at the fair, and all the kids that recognize me because I go down and do the crafts with the kids at camp. And Camp Piedmont, it's just always been on my heart. My brother and sister went there, and I just love it. But there's so much to love, everything.
What is one of your most impactful experiences or most memorable moments that you've had within your 4-H involvement?
Oh my, I think this one right here. I was just shocked and very flattered that I would even be considered for something like this, because I don't do it for recognition. I do it because I love it. I love 4-H.
You're looking back at all of the kids that you've been to 4-H camp with. What do you think is one thing they are going to remember about you?
I guess I'm a lot of fun. I don't mind being laughed at. I think the kids respect me, enjoy me, and I've been there for so long, I think they think I'm the tradition at the camp or something when it comes to the crafts. That's the best answer I can come
How
up
about your
with.
yodeling?
Oh yeah, they like the yodeling. They like me yodeling. They like me doing bird calls. I can play the harmonica. The only thing I couldn't do for the kids was the moon dance. I couldn't do that. I tried that, but it didn't work. So,
So to wrap this up, would you mind giving us an example of your yodeling?
oh my. Yo-dee-da-lay-da-dee-yay, yo-dee-da-la-da-doo-dee, yo-da-da-dee, yo-da-da-dee, yo-da-da-dee-yo-dee, yo-da-lay-yo-lay-yo-lay-yo-lay-yo-lay-yo-lay. Hey!
Janet, thank you for your service to Ohio 4-H. Our next friend of 4-H is LaDonna Henson from Ashland County. LaDonna has a wealth of knowledge about rabbit-related events and publications. She contributed photos and information on rabbit handling and processing presentations used throughout the state to educate 4-H members about the importance of quality assurance and delivering a quality product to processors. She provided pelts, meat cuts, and quality photos over the last 10 years for use in the Ohio State Fair Rabbit Skill-a-thons. LaDonna has been influential in providing education for 4-H clubs and multi-county clinics about having a healthy, quality rabbit carcass at the end of a market rabbit project. She provided an outlet for Ohio 4-H market rabbit projects from their fair exhibitions into the marketing channel for over 50 years and is still providing that service to county fair boards. Thank you, LaDonna. Our third friend of 4-H tonight is Quest Federal Credit Union in Hardin County. Quest Federal Credit Union is a dynamic financial institution that has served Hardin County since 1969. Quest has been a supporter of 4-H and OSU Extension in Hardin County financially and as a program partner. Accepting this award this evening for Quest Federal Credit Union is Matt Jennings and Shannon Allman.
Hi, I'm Matt Jennings, CEO of Quest Federal Credit Union with offices located in Hardin, Logan, and Wyandotte counties in Ohio. This year we were awarded the Friends of Ohio 4-H by OSU Extension, and we are happy to accept.
Hi, I'm Shannon Allman, Vice President of AgQuest.
What's your favorite part about the 4-H program, or why do you love Ohio 4-H?
I just love being involved with the kids. I was a member of 4-H growing up from the time I was, I believe, 8 years old until I was 18 years old. A lot of memories, and why I loved it was not just being around friends and getting to go to 4-H camp and participating in our fair with livestock, but really some of the leadership opportunities that presented itself to me, being able to serve as treasurer of my 4-H club. I was vice president of my 4-H club. Our advisors were great about letting you own those roles and not just taking them over as the adult in the situation, but making you earn and work and learn as you did it. And that served me well in life, and I genuinely appreciate it.
And I also was in 4-H for 10 years. My dad was one of my 4-H advisors, and it was great family time. I met so many new friends, had great leadership opportunities, and I also showed livestock, which taught me a lot of hard work and dedication, and just being able to be on junior fair board and all the different opportunities that we've had has been easy to help my leadership skills down the road.
And as volunteers, why did you decide to donate your time and talents to the 4-H program?
After I was done with school and graduated, my dad was still an advisor and was thinking about getting out, and so I came on to help them and kind of took over our club. So I've been 4-H advisor of Taylor Creek Lads and Lassies for 23 years now, and I've just enjoyed being able to go through all the kids. One of my advisors now was one of the first kids that I had when I started being an advisor, and we become really good friends. And I love the opportunity of the kids getting to know each other from all around the county.
Again, we thank Ohio State Extension for offering us this great award. It's a real pleasure, and Quest is more than happy to support the 4-H program in our communities through supporting the livestock shows at the fair, supporting the junior fair livestock sale, which we believe is very important. We know that those students and those early learners are going to use the funds that we contribute to maybe buy their first vehicle, maybe to get themselves off to college or into their first home, starting their careers. And it's just a tremendous opportunity for the kids, and it's a great way for us to give back to the families and the communities that we support and support us.
Thank you, Quest, for your generous support of 4-H. Our final friend of 4-H this year is Rural King in Pike County. Over the years, Rural King has demonstrated that giving back to the youth in the community who support their business is the best way to lead by example. Rural King gives gift cards to all fair participants and gave a large contribution to the new facilities built on the Pike County Fairgrounds. Rural King allows 4-H clubs to host funding events at their stores, then helps promote the event, often donating materials or food to the cause. Their donations often allow volunteers and educators the ability to improve their outreach and impact youth who are developing their life skills. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our Friend of 4-H honorees.
Thank you, Hannah, and congratulations to all of our Friends of 4-H honorees. I am Jeff Dick, Volunteerism and Community Clubs Field Specialist for Ohio 4-H. Our next award is the Community Service Award, and it recognizes volunteers or clubs that undertake service programs and activities that make a positive impact in their communities. Donors of this award are Steve and Cindy Rasmussen. Our first community service honoree for 2020 is Eric Clary of Gallia County. Eric has worked with OSU Extension and other community partners to create nature education areas and programs for youth in Gallia County. Let's hear from Eric.
Hello, my name's Eric Clary. I'm an advisor with the Gallia Shooting Aces 4-H Club here in Gallia County, Ohio. I've been an advisor. It's been my 4th year coming up. I'm an instructor with them in archery, shotgun, rifle, pistol. So obviously we do shooting sports. I'm also a hunter education instructor here in Gallia County. I do archery in the schools, after school programs. So needless to say, outdoors is truly some of my passion there, which brought us to the Nature Area Land Lab we put here at the county fairgrounds. A few years back, we had the idea of trying to put something in for the kids to get them outside a little bit more, and this will give them some areas to teach them a little bit more about the outdoors. I'd wrote grants for years with the Conservation Club here in the county, and that helped me kind of focus on this land lab. The idea came with the soil and water here, an extension office and us, the Conservation Club. We kind of took off with it, and it's turned out really nice. So, you know, my main focus is the youth here in Gallia County. Well before I joined 4-H as an advisor, I'm glad that I really enjoy being with the kids here in the county. I'm glad I joined 4-H. And I really appreciate this honor here. And I thank everybody for it.
Thank you, Eric. Our next Community Service Award goes to Greener Fields 4-H Club of Geauga County. In 2015, they started an initiative with the Geauga County Hunger Task Force to help collect supplies for a local food bank. They collected canned goods and other supplies, and a local doctor gave them $2,000 and challenged them to collect these food items and then match their collections dollar for dollar. They opened the project to all clubs in the county, and since 2015 have donated more than $130,000 to the task force. Congratulations to these true leaders. Our final recipient of the Community Service Award this year is the Country Kids and Critters 4-H Club of Mahoning County. This community-minded 4-H club builds on giving back. Each year, they engage in a multitude of community service projects, from filling Easter baskets for children's services to taking their animals into nursing homes to visit the residents. Accepting this award on behalf of the clubs is the club advisor, Darla King.
Hi, my name is Darla King, and I'm from Mahoning County. I have a 4-H club, the Country Kids and Critters, and we look at all the projects in our club. We do non-animal projects. We do the regular animal projects and market animals. We have a lot of community projects that we do, and we are a fairly big club, and we have a good time together. The thing I like about 4-H, most of all, I think, is being with the kids, helping them to get started in a project early on from the beginning and seeing them go straight through it. That is a real enjoyment to work with them. I've been involved with 4-H as a member for 8 years and as an advisor for 33 years, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. I like the way 4-H is, that the kids can come in as a clover bud and then as a regular member and take their projects to the fair and either sell them, or with the still projects, they can bring them back home to keep, to show what they have done. And I think that of any memorable moments out of all the years, there isn't one that I can put my finger on. I think the best thing is watching each kid start from the very beginning and go to the end with their project, and to see them smile at the end as to what they have been able to achieve their own with just a little help from us. I love donating my time to 4-H to help these kids to do what they set out to do and to guide them so that they can do the very best in all their projects that they try to do.
Congratulations to each of these volunteers and clubs who use their hands to larger service. Our next award is the Innovator Award, which recognizes adult and youth volunteers who develop new programs, county projects, or activities. This award is sponsored by the longtime 4-H supporter, Lois Moody Push Carriage. This year, the Innovator Award goes to John Smith from Washington County. In 2018, John helped establish the Awesome Robotics 4-H Club in Washington County. As a special interest club, it encouraged participation in 4-H STEM projects. In this club's first year, there were 6 members, 4 who were new to 4-H. In 2019, the club membership had grown to nearly 15 members. Robotics projects members learn to design, build, and program their own Lego Mindstorm robots. Club members also created a fair booth offering impromptu robotic demonstrations to fairgoers. And thank you, John, for this great new STEM project in Washington County.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm Jenna Hoyt, 4-H educator from Ashtabula County and the Volunteerism and Community Club Design Team Chair. Our next volunteer award is the Meritorious Service Award, sponsored by Elizabeth Thomas and the B. Cleveland Human Ecology Endowment. Nominees must have at least 15 years of adult volunteer service to 4-H, including service and contributions to 4-H on the club, county, district, state, or national level, and be a positive influence for members of Ohio 4-H. Our recipient this year is Ann Marison of Ashtabula County. Ann has been a mainstay in the Ashtabula County 4-H program for 53 years. Ann's first 4-H group was established as a countywide club for teenagers interested in making and tailoring coats and jackets. We are thrilled to present her with this award. Let's take a moment to hear from Ann.
Hello, my name is Ann Marison. I'm from Ashtabula County. I've been a 4-H advisor now for 54 years, but haven't been involved with 4-H for 70 years, taking all kinds of projects, but mainly clothing projects.
What is your favorite part of the 4-H program?
My favorite part is the youngsters, the kids that I work with. The girls mainly that I work with have had one boy over 54 years that sewed, and just spending time with them and teaching them.
What do you love about Ohio 4-H?
Ohio 4-H gives youth an opportunity to learn leadership skills, as well as skills, other skills, raising animals, sewing, whatever.
What has been the most impactful experience that you have had during your 4-H career?
As an advisor, a few of the things that I've had the opportunity to do have really made an impact. One was spending a week at National Advisor Training in Washington, D.C., and then also the opportunity for a regional conference in Wisconsin. Those two things had a big impact, as well as I did serve one term on the 4-H State Advisory Committee.
Why do you donate your time and talents to the 4-H program?
Somebody has to do it. I have the ability to teach and work with youngsters. I have a degree in home economics, and I worked as a extension 4-H or extension home economist for 4 years, and this was my way of keeping on serving the youth of our county.
Thanks, Ann. The Ohio 4-H Alumni Award is the next award. This award recognizes alumni who demonstrate distinctive achievement in career and service and who attribute part of their success to the lessons learned while they were in 4-H. This award is sponsored by Ron and Carolyn Cole. Our first honoree is Russ Mayer of Morrow County. Russ is a kind, caring, positive adult and mentor to all youth, and he strives to make everyone feel welcome, going out of his way to help them succeed by offering his assistance. Thank you, Russ, for your commitment to 4-H. Let's hear from Russ.
Hi, my name is Russ Mayer, and I'm from Morrow County. I am an advisor with the Buckeye Brigade 4-H Club, and I'm an advisor for the Rabbit and Avian Bull teams in our county, and I also serve as an advisor for the Morrow County Junior Fair Board. One of my favorite parts of the 4-H program, though, has always been demonstrations. I love doing them, and I love watching kids and the members doing them themselves. And seeing that 4-H'er take that first couple of steps when they are so nervous and they get up there and they do it anyways. And they try and they grow. And it's amazing to watch the progress that they can make. And honestly, I feel that this is a life skill that every one of us needs. And it's a skill that they can use in school, they can use in their job, and they can use in the community. The friendships that we all have gained through 4-H are also very important. Whether it's learning to work together as a group in a fair board situation or a community group that's just trying to get some work done. Being able to come together and talk about ideas, and while we might not all agree with those ideas, that we can all roll up our sleeves once we have a game plan and put that into action. That is always an awesome experience. I have, as a 4-H'er, had the opportunity to attend Washington Citizenship Focus in Washington, D.C. back in 1982. I know, I'm aging myself. But the great thing is seeing 4-H'ers from all over the nation and even participating in the old Club Congress down at OSU and being able to meet 4-H'ers from all over the state and hear what their clubs are like and what their projects they have taken and how their county may do their fair differently than what I'm used to here in Morrow County. Thank you so much, and I hope that all of us can have a great and blessed and wonderful rest of 2020. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Lou Phillips of Lorain County. Lou is a compassionate, hardworking, respectful, loyal, true leader. She has served 4-H for many years and volunteered to take on the position of coach for the Lorain County Avian Bull team. She lives and breathes 4-H, serving as a volunteer for one of the largest clubs in the county and has multiple other positions. Lou serves as the adult consultant for the Cat and Cavy department on the Junior Fair Board and coaches the Rabbit Quiz Bowl, Avian Quiz Bowl, and Poultry Judging teams for Lorain County. The teams have had the opportunity to compete at nationals and have placed high in the rankings each year at state. At the Lorain County Fair, Lou is the person who somehow manages to make sure 100 people are ready to show and even cooks breakfast for anyone who walks by. Lou is a true example of how 4-H members pay it forward when they serve as a volunteer.
Congratulations to our Volunteer Award winners of 2020. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Newsom, and I'm a 4-H member in Highland County, as well as the current Vice President of Leadership on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. I've been given the privilege of recognizing a few remarkable individuals for some very well-deserved honors. Our 2020 Ohio 4-H Teen of the Year, and the 4 new members of the 2020 class of the Ohio 4-H Teen Hall of Fame. The Teen of the Year and Teen Hall of Fame awards were generously sponsored by Tim and Karen Corcoran. First, the 2020 Ohio 4-H Teen of the Year. This award honors one individual in the state 4-H program between the ages of 13 and 18 for their passion, dedication, and performance for the 4-H program over the past year. The 2020 Ohio 4-H Teen of the Year is Emmy Beck-Aden from Athens County. 11 years of success and achievement mark the 4-H career of Emmy Beck-Aden. As a leader on the Teen Leadership Council, she held a variety of offices, including president and junior advisor, and she added a youth voice as a trustee on the Ohio 4-H Foundation Board. Emmy combined her love of 4-H with her passion for filmmaking, earning national recognition for her award-winning films, which also serve as dynamic marketing tools for 4-H. Here's Emmy now.
Hi, I'm Emmy Beck-Aden, and I'm honored to be named the 2020 Ohio 4-H Teen of the Year. I'm a 14-year 4-H member from Athens County, Ohio, and throughout my 4-H career, I've enjoyed taking a wide variety of projects, anything from dogs and rabbits to filmmaking, food and nutrition, leadership, and public speaking. I've also been grateful for the opportunity to serve in leadership positions on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council and the Ohio 4-H Foundation Board. I love the Ohio 4-H program because of the sense of community that it offers. The 4-H community is not just a group of 8 to 18-year-olds, but a community of alumni, supporters, volunteers, everyone who believes in the power of young people to shape their community and to make the world around them a better place. And every interaction that I've had with another member of the 4-H community, whether it be at a county or state fair, camp, conference, meeting, is inspiring, because everyone is eager to support one another, to motivate one another, and to help each other grow as leaders, teammates, community builders. And to be a part of something like that is truly special, and I'm eager to continue to be a part of that, even as my days as a 4-H member have ended. I think that one of the most impactful experiences that I've had as a 4-H member is attending the National 4-H Film Festival. The National 4-H Film Festival is an incredible event that allows you to submit your own films, create your own work and submit them, network with industry professionals, and meet 4-Hers who have similar passions and interests as you from across the country. And being able to participate in this event and meet so many great friends, build so many strong connections, really sparked my passion for media production and was a driving force in allowing me to pursue it as a career in college. I'm now a junior media production major at High Point University, and I can truly say that the reason that I feel confident to pursue this as a career and am eager to see what the future holds is because of this film festival. It's events like these in 4-H that spark such professional growth and allow you to really find your passion and turn it into action. And I've really enjoyed that experience, and I'm so grateful for it because it's allowed me to be where I am today.
Thank you, Emmy. Our next 4 individuals are the 2020 class of the Ohio 4-H Teen Hall of Fame. Every fall, county professionals nominate deserving teens for this honor. Those who receive this honor are dedicated to making the best better in their club, community, country, and world. Our first inductee is Brooke Fleshman from Franklin County. Commitment, motivation, and determination are the attributes that Brooke Fleshman brings to all of her 4-H activities. She's a great role model for members in her club and throughout the state, with a reputation as someone who takes action when it is needed, and 4-H is better for it. Here is Brooke.
My name is Brooke Fleshman. I've been in 4-H for 13 years, and my main areas of project involvement are clothing and textiles, shooting sports, livestock, and dogs. My favorite part about 4-H is that it allows you to explore different sides of yourself and figure out your passions. I love Ohio 4-H because of the bonds I have made with people all across the state. One of my best friends lives 3 hours away, and I probably would have never met her if it wasn't for the state 4-H program. One of my most memorable 4-H experiences was taking the project Pet Pals with my chicken. We went into a memory care unit in a nursing home. I was able to talk to one of the patients who went on and on sharing of growing up with chickens. The family members were brought to tears since their mother rarely spoke. It was so impactful to experience the power of animal-human interaction.
Thank you, Brooke. Our next inductee is Kayla Kramer of Delaware County. Attending Ohio 4-H Leadership Camp sparked Kayla Kramer's interest in expanding her 4-H experience. She served on Teen Leadership Council, gaining respect from her peers, staff, and volunteers for her effort. Kayla's skill in creating 4-H promotional materials used throughout the state resulted in positive recognition of programs and lasting impact of her leadership abilities. Our third inductee this year is Trevor Mignot from Fayette County. When you inspire those around you to make the best better through words and actions like Trevor does, you leave a lasting impression of trust, dependability, commitment, and friendship. Trevor exemplifies how youth will change the world, one project and interaction at a time. Here is Trevor.
Hello, my name is Trevor Mignot, and I'm a 12-year 4-H'er from Fayette County. Here in Fayette County, I've served as a camp counselor, on the Junior Fair Board, and in a couple other 4-H activities. You might have even seen me at the State 4-H Center running around for Foundation Board meetings or as a member of the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Throughout the years, I've taken a lot of projects in the static areas of photography to health and safety and nutrition. I've also gotten to travel around the country representing Ohio 4-H. I've been to places like DC for Citizenship Washington Focus, in Georgia for the National 4-H Congress. I also got to go to California to learn more about service learning. One of my favorite things about the Ohio 4-H program is that there's something for everyone. Whatever your involvement level is, and whatever project area you want to pursue, Ohio 4-H has a place for you. Some of my favorite 4-H memories come from right here in Fayette County. If any of you were camp counselors, you'll know there's something special about spending 5 almost sleepless days with rowdy little kids to really bring a group of friends together. Throughout the years, I've not only made great friendships at my county 4-H camp, but I've also had the opportunity to watch my Clover buds from back in 7th grade grow up to be counselors themselves this year.
Thank you, Trevor. Our final inductee this evening is Laura Wood of Brown County. A selfless leader whose efforts to make a positive impact describe the lasting impression Laura Wood has had on Brown County 4-H youth. She is generous in sharing her knowledge and giving her time to help younger members succeed. Laura recognizes what is needed and works to find solutions. Here is Laura.
Hello, my name is Laura Wood, and I am a proud 14-year member of Ohio 4-H, all the way from Brown County, Ohio. Over the past 14 years, I've had a lot of different experiences in 4-H, ranging from showing my animals at my county fair, and then to showing different projects at the Ohio State Fair. I'd have to say that my favorite thing about 4-H is how you don't learn from a book, you learn by doing. You learn by the successes and you learn by your failures. From each experience you have gone through, you can learn something new, and it's not just about the project you're taking. I think that's a rare thing that we don't often see in day-to-day life now, and I believe that 4-H is awesome because it has made me who I am, and I really do appreciate it for that. I also feel like my favorite experience through 4-H this past couple years has been being able to serve as the Ohio State Fair Junior Fair Board President. It's been an amazing opportunity to represent not just 4-H and not just myself, but all junior fair organizations. It's definitely contributing to a lot of my different leadership skills. My organization, my planning, and my communication skills are all growing through this. And even though we didn't have a fair this year, I can't wait to be at the 2021 Ohio State Fair. It is going to be amazing, and I hope to see you all there. I'm very excited for this award, and I just wanted to thank you all for being here. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye.
Congratulations to the 4-H Teen of the Year and the newest members of the Ohio 4-H Teen Hall of Fame. It is now time to honor those who have selflessly given 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and even 65 years of service to 4-H. The token of our sincere appreciation was mailed to them this fall, and while we wish we were here to gather in person, our gratitude and the recognition of their devotion and service to 4-H is just as significant. We conclude tonight with a list of these tenured volunteers and look forward to continuing to make the best better in 2021. Thank you for joining us this evening.
This portion of this evening's program was generously sponsored by the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation. 40 years of service. Richard Baldinger, Marion County. Sharon Baldinger, Marion County. Carolyn Barker, Trumbull County. Kenneth Badiger, Muskingum County. Sis Bland, Licking County. Jim Crocker, Brown County. Deborah Deal, Muskingum County. Margaret Donaldson Fisher, Columbiana County. Troy Hardy, Lawrence County. Pamela Hunt, Darke County. June Hunter, Coshocton County. Denise Kern, Ross County. Shirley Latimer, Lake County. Barbara Likens, Trumbull County. Nancy Linebaugh, Darke County. John Lowe, Medina County. Cynthia Majors, Knox County. Dennis McCoy, Van Wert County. Diane Miller, Miami County. Dorothy Monter, Stark County. Nancy Moss, Portage County. Sandra K. North, Champaign County. Diana Novotny, Medina County. Kristen Robinson, Medina County. Glenna Seeley, Logan County. Carla Smith, Greene County. Forrest Smythe, Licking County. Suzanne Taylor, Allen County. Janice Wise Schneider, Miami County. Lois Wright, Harrison County. Millie Augenstein, Stark County. Marcella Bear, Shelby County. Gary Black, Montgomery County. Mary Blackburn, Clark County. Sheila Basham, Montgomery County. Ronald Cole, Erie County. Constance Dietz, Hardin County. Carolyn Garrett, Scioto County. Dale Gilliland, Jackson County. Karen Gilliland, Jackson County. Barbara Koshnick, Crawford County. Calvin Helsinger, Montgomery County. Doug Michaels, Wood County. Linda Prochaska, Wayne County. Jennifer Smith, Stark County. "45 years of service." Michael Anderson, Ross County. Joe Box, Lucas County. Linda Cook, Columbiana County. Judy Driscoll, Erie County. Kathleen Garrison, Medina County. Deborah Heppy, Portage County. Carolyn Piergolini, Jefferson County. Paula Jean Savage, Fulton County. Wanda Sawyer, Trumbull County. Ruth Schwartz, Auglaize County. Dawn Ock, Crawford County. Sherilyn Deck, Cuyahoga County. Donna Galusick, Geauga County. Judy Simon, Medina County. Jane Steffel, Williams County. "50 years of service." Marjorie Berkey, Ashtabula County. Rita Bishop, Huron County. Alice Donaldson, Columbiana County. Wanda Hardy, Lawrence County. John Heiser, Fayette County. Jerry Krebs, Claremont County. Virginia Seifert, Ashtabula County. Patricia Seifert, Wyandotte County. Ray Bruff, Ottawa County. Vicki Bruff, Ottawa County. Thomas Epley, Lorain County. Judy Morrison, Ross County. Kathleen Mosier, Mahoning County. Billy Schmitz, Fairfield County. Judith Simpson, Jackson County. Priscilla Sprang, Wayne County. "55 years of service." Wayne Arnold, Fayette County. Tony Carrera, Mahoning County. "60 years of service." Patricia Ampler, Jefferson County. Robert Wickert, Sandusky County. William Hirschner, Morrow County. Norma Carnum, Miami County. Robert Carnum, Miami County. Ada Sue Workman, Ashland County. Dorothy Montgomery, Muskingum County. 73 years of service, Charlotte Wagner, Washington County.